Good morning. So there's this stage that you get to where there's nowhere to go but inward. You can, there's nowhere to go but to solitude. There's nothing outside of you that can um, find your way back to your inner being. So it's you, and there's a place where you get to where in the spiritual awakening and spiritual journey that it's like you can't hide from yourself anymore. Any place that your external world is in distance from your inner being, or in any way that you are holding yourself apart from who you truly are, it becomes so apparent, and there becomes such a like pain in the gap. And this morning I was walking out to here, and in a minute I'll show you where I am, and I'll tag onto the end of this video the house that I'm staying in. I'm in this forest, this beautiful forest. There's a stream down in the bottom. I'm about an hour away from where I live. I was invited to a birthday party that is a whole weekend birthday party in this village that is right here in this nature reserve. And it's kind of like a village that was started out, people came in and just took over land and started building. And the people here, it's like a community that really live with nature, of artists and unique people. I saw a whole, they kind of live with the earth, and they have all sorts of, there's the house that we're staying in has an actual stream that runs through it, that they built a pool that it's, and it's an artist's home, so it's a treat. I'll tag it on to the end of this. Um, and so I kind of went out on my own for my own walk. I enjoy having, so it's like a villa. I was invited to a birthday at a villa where the birthday party is of my ex-boyfriend, the first boyfriend that I had after my divorce. My first boyfriend, we went through, and we stayed really good friends. We went through a lot of healing together. He was my first relationship. I was his first relationship. And we really did a lot of healing within each other. And so we're still friends. And he has a girlfriend, life partner, already now for like 5.5 years. We were together for like 2.5 years. But he invited all of his friends to this weekend. And so last night we were probably a little over 10 people. And tonight it's supposed to be around 30 people. So we'll see. And so it's from Thursday night. Thursday evening was yesterday until Saturday afternoon. But when you come into a place like this and you see when you see how, the distance between where I want to be, or where my soul resides, to where I am, in feeling that gap, there is, and that's the spiritual awakening, completing that gap, finding ourselves and coming back into our true nature, our true selves, and creating the life that we truly can excel in and enjoy and feel free. It's freeing ourselves from the boundaries and the binds that society and our own inner being, all of the um, things that we find to be so detrimental, and realizing um, that when we just let go, that we naturally flow back into where we are. And so I'm learning to trust that pain is still coming up, and I am, I understand that it's mine, that I'm creating it, and that I get to choose the glasses with which I perceive the world. And so I have this one side of me that says, okay, why are you sad? Just be happy. Look around. You're in nature. You're in the Garden of Eden. Just be happy. And then I have this other part of me that says, okay, in order to know what you want, you have to feel the absence of it and the desire for it. And so the very, very first step in creating the life that you want would be feeling the gap in between where you are and what you want. And then you can like use that as a launching point into inspiration and into being inspired into what you want. But first, you have to notice that there is a gap between where you are and what you want. So there's a side of me that says that, and then there's a side of me that just says, take the other glasses, put the other glasses on, see yourself as already living it. Enjoy what you have, and your life will automatically create more of that as you perceive it and as you create more of it in your life. So there's like, and then there's part of me that says, okay, you need to take action. Okay, use this as inspiration. You know, if you see the gap between what you want and where you are, then start taking action, start moving towards what you want. And then there's another part of me that just says, well, just be without any, just be fluid without any restraints, and you will naturally flow into where you want to be. And I think that all of these things are correct simultaneously. And it's just like this earth, this planet this plane in which we live is a pinpoint where matter, space, energy, and time all come together to create this point. And that's just what we perceive, right? Um, but it's kind of like the same thing. All of these things have to uh, live in harmony next to each other. And the thing is that there's a lot of paradoxes there. So it's like the two sides of the same stick almost. And so on the spiritual awakening, there's a certain amount, this morning I was thinking, is there's a certain amount of trust that you have to have, and just kind of letting go. You just trust that you've seen that, you know, every time that I go through one of these stages of immense pain, every time I go through like this stage where I have this feeling of immense pain, and there's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to hide, there's no one outside of me that can give me the comfort but me, because in my inner self I know that nobody can take responsibility. If I try to take responsibility of my own inner self and my own inner enlightenment and my own inner well-being and put it on somebody else, then first of all, I'm giving away my power. My well-being is dependent on that other person. Besides, why does the person need me dependent on them, other than that being an anchored hold on to me, you know, holding on to my weakness so that I won't go anywhere. So it's a weakness in itself, and I don't want anybody putting their happiness on me. I mean, I have my own happiness to worry about, and my own inner being and my own self to discover and my own self to bring into expression. So it's just like, I don't need that responsibility. I don't need to be putting that responsibility onto anybody else. And when you realize this, there's also nobody else that can come into me and know exactly where I am and who I am and what I am, other than myself. Maybe the other counterpart, divine counterpart, who can see me, or you could say like a clear mirror of me, like the yin and yang of me. And so when you go to this place, there's nowhere to go but into solitude. You know, that you can't create enough outer noise to quiet the inner. You have to go inward and sort those things out within yourself, and realize the falseness in the thoughts and the behaviors and the emotions that make you feel apart from everything else. And it's kind of like it's the ego death that's coming over your ego, but we do it over and over and over. And the more we go through ourselves, the more we solve ourselves, the more we realize that we are the ones that give ourselves the power. We're the only ones that have the power in our life to calm that. Even if we put our dependency on somebody else, we're still taking their calming. We are the only ones that can go inside and do it ourselves. So when you realize this, there is nowhere to go. So you go into that solitude. So when you start feeling those places that where you are out of harmony with your inner self, you go into that solitude place so that you can find that ease more quickly, so that you can go through the pain and understand it. We quit running away from ourselves, and we begin to start doing the work intensely and intentionally, and it becomes like an automatic. And the more we go through this inner work, and the more that we solve ourselves in the inside, the more that we um, know how to do the work, and the stronger that we become, and the more that we begin to trust that I understand that I'm going through this immense pain, and the pain that we go through. I think that in each round and in each time that we go inward, we're going deeper and deeper, because it's like a shell. You start taking off the outer layers, which are the easy things, the things that you can let go quickly. But once you start getting way into the things that created who you are as a being, and the things that were put there in early childhood that held you apart from your wholeness, or from who you are meant to be, or who you are when you are in full expression. Those things, you start getting to the big dragons inside. You start getting to the core, or the essence of your being, and peeling away those inner layers that allow you to be in full acceptance of yourself, and be in forgiveness also of yourself, but also of your parents, the society, generations, the system, school. You start letting go, and you start realizing that holding on to those places is actually giving them power in your life. It's giving them credentials. When you actually let go, you can come into where you naturally fit in and suit, and then that becomes your focus, and you don't have all the noise and all of the inner thoughts that actually hold you apart from who you truly are. And the deeper you go, and the more times you go around on these spirals, the more you begin to trust. And so then you start beginning to understand that, in the beginning, when you start trying to run away from the pain, and you start running, you could run to addictions, you could run to uh, other people, you could run to sex, you could run to uh, um, uh, relationships that don't suit you, just so that you could have that dependency. When you start running, and you start realizing that it doesn't give you what you're looking for, it doesn't give you that inner quiet, it actually takes you further away from it, because it creates more outer noise. You're trying to quiet the inner with the outer noise, but it's creating more outer noise, which is holding you further away from your inner self. So when you get out into nature and you quiet it, that's when you start, and you allow the pain. Sometimes you don't even have to have thoughts for it. What I'm realizing is that the pain will burn through you until you realize that it's false, and you allow it to dissipate. And false, I mean that everything is exactly as it needs to be. Even death is part of the cycle of life. There can't be life without death. And there can't be health without sickness, and there can't be black without white, and there can't be white without black. And everything in this plane is dual. And it's a paradox, because everything in this plane is also one in existence. So the comprehension of that, and everything is in cause and effect, and everything is exactly as it needs to be. So whenever we are in out of sync with the natural way of cause and effect, the natural way of things, in acceptance and in allowance and in awe, and in allowing things to unfold as they need to unfold, whenever we are in uh, itnagdud, like whenever we are not in allowance, or trying to control, or have preconceived ideas of how things should be or we want things to be that are not in sync with nature, that are not coincide, that do not coincide with cause and effect, then we are in pain when we're not accepting of relationships that don't work out, or then we're not in acceptance of just the way that things are, because the way that things are, they are that way for a reason. Everything is how it is because of a a cause that something that an effect. Every cause is caused by an effect. So so there's a certain amount of trust that I think that this is where it's all coming back down to, is where you begin to, on the spiritual journey, just trust that what you're going through is what you need to go through, because you've seen it many times before, that before you get the big aha moment, before you understand, and before you get the big release, and before you get the further strength in the place that wherever it is that you're doing your own internal work. But before you get the big aha moment, you go through the morning and you go through the pain of the distance between where you're at and where your soul seat is. And so in order to understand that there even is a gap, you have to go through the feeling of the gap, and then you can find your way back. That's actually like a beacon. It's like a go through emotion. It's not an emotion to sit in, it's an emotion, these pain emotions that come up, this intense pain and mourning of ourselves, that we're putting our old selves to sleep and coming into our new selves, is actually like a mourning of ourselves. And the pain is a go through emotion. It comes to teach us and to show us and to guide us the distance between where we're at and where we want to be. And so in order to release the pain, it's like a paradox also, because we're also inspired to go towards what we want when we see the picture of what we want. But we also have that pain that we're releasing as we go, and it's like propelling us into the place that we naturally are. So I'm saying that this is already getting pretty long, and I could keep on going on and on and on. This is channeled, and I'm going to go ahead and stop it. And when I get back to the house that I'm staying in, I'm going to do a short film of it, and I'll tack it on to the end of this. It's kind of like it's like it's like the way that if I was allowed to just be a flower when I grew up, and allowed to just bloom into um, I feel like how I would naturally, my natural state, I would probably have a house that is very, very similar to this house. It's like a hobbit's house. So when I get back there, I'm going to show you when there's some nice people there. Um, so I'll request it, them if I can film them too. So that would be really nice. So you can see this birthday party. I have the best friends ever. They create like the coolest things ever. This is like, anyway, so I'll show you. It's like, if you want, he's 49. This is his 49th birthday, and he rented this house and invited all of the people that he loves, and so it's really cool. I'll show you. Oh, I'm gonna slip down this. Look, I'm gonna show you where I'm at. Beautiful. There's a stream down there, and then there's that little road. Okay. Okay. So I just want to add on to that, like a realization that I'm having is that once, because I'm walking back and I'm feeling so much better. I feel like a release. And I realized that once I talk something through and put it into words, it's like I feel this immense release, that it's like that for me is a lot of the work. So for those of you who are watching, kind of going through the same things, and I've said this before, I think making these videos is really like a therapeutic for me. And I think that putting all these things into words helps me understand what I'm going through, it helps me release it also. Once I put it into words, it's like I bring it. And a lot of these past couple of weeks, I haven't, or last, let's say more than a couple of weeks. Look at this. Oh, I met the string. Um, this last month, I think that I've been going deep and really haven't been putting anything into words, really expressing it. I mean, I talk to friends and things, but not something like this where I bring it and I put it. And I think that in the times when I'm not expressing are the times that I'm doing the really deep internal work, where it's still not coming into words. Once I have the words for it, it's like I'm bringing it out into existence, like I'm summing it up. And so I think that a lot of um, just allowing it to be and not trying to sum it up yeah, allows me to go through the internal work. And I think, honestly, like this trust thing that I'm learning is just to trust that everything happens exactly as it needs to happen and just kind of letting go in that place. This whole thing is about coming back to the inner trust and allowance that everything is exactly as it needs to be. And so the times when I can express, it's perfect. And the times that I can't express, it's perfect. And then just letting go in that place gives me kind of like a relaxation into my life experience. So I will film that house. So another thing that I want to add on here is that the further you go deep, the deeper you go within yourself, it's like cut the bull crap. It's like you begin to cut the bull crap, like the things that are falsities, all the behaviors that are false. Like somebody's building a dream house over there. That it's like all of the falsities all of a sudden um, fall away, and you get so deep that you can't hold up anything that is false. You can't hold up false conversation or uh, and things that aren't really important. And when you begin to see these patterns within yourself, it's like, and you begin to cut the bullshit within yourself, you also start seeing the bullshit of everybody else. It's like you can see through the behaviors and the falsities, and the deeper we go within ourselves, the more we become a pure light, and the more we become in sync with the universe, and the more we become healers, because that is what it is. When you start seeing through the bull crap, and I mean it in a loving way, not in a way of being any kind of cynical or any kind of what's the word when you like there's a bird up there talking to me. Look at this doggy. Where is he? Yes, he's a very nice doggy. Yes, you're a very nice doggy. Um, And I mean it in a non-judgmental way. I mean it in a way of pure acceptance of others, because you've gone through it in yourself. You become a beacon where you can help others also go through the same things. When you find the patterns within yourselves, we see the patterns within others. Or it's more like when you see the purity within yourself, you see the purity within others, and you see what is sitting on top of that. Whatever is not pure is sitting on top of that, and you can kind of see it and brush it aside and go straight to the soul level. Okay, so as promised, I'm here in this house. I just want to show you. It's absolutely amazing, amazing. The entire house is an art piece. It's a masterpiece. So I'm going to turn it around. I'm going to show you some of the pieces that really stand out, but the whole house, and then I'll take you outside. So first of all, this is the kitchen. So you see, and then you look outside, and they made a pool out of a natural little spring that goes down. It's like you're in this fairy tale land. And there is just everywhere you look, there is art. See? So I want to show you, this is the entrance. a wood stove we had going yesterday. Hello. It's for my YouTube channel. I'll show you the bathroom. It's like really cool. Okay. See, everywhere you look. There I am with my drama. That's into the house. And then look. So everything is like, and then you go to the toilet, and to flush the toilet, you have to go like this. Oh, you're supposed to like do like that, and then, because everything here is, there I am. This is in my get up. So let me take you around the house. So first of all, look up there. Look, the whole house is like a sculpture. Oh, let me take you into the art. Oh, wait. Yeah, I'll take you into the art studio in here. This is somebody's studio, but look at all these pieces. So this is where I am spending with friends the weekend. So what this couple, the people that live in this house, they have 3 children, and they just build their house, and the way that they make money is by renting the house out for weekends, and they go in a caravan. So they take their kids, they go camping in a caravan, they rent out their house, and in that way, that's how they're able to, oh, look at this. I haven't even been in here. What is that? Oh, look, this is like a little art studio. Oh, cool. I'm exploring part of the house. There's parts of the house that I haven't even been in yet. Okay, so go this way. Go up these little stairs that are built here. There's a piano. Look at this. Everything, everywhere you look. It's the whole house is an art piece. So this is their closet. Is in the hallway. Go this way. I haven't been in here. Oh, there's a room in here. I didn't see this one. We were exploring the house together. And then there's another room here. And look, wow, that's the natural stone coming in from outside. So the house is actually built on the side of this mountain. Look at all these little... And then out there is that pool. And this window, you could just open the window and go straight outside. And that looks down into the kitchen. Really cool, really cool. Okay. So, and then there's this little, I'm going through their little hallway here. And then I'm going up these little stairs here. It's like you're in a hobbit house. So you're going up these little stairs here. And then you get to this loft. And the loft looks down into the house. So this is where I am for the weekend. See, so this would be like my dream house. This would be where I would build my own little place like this. This is absolutely awesome. Okay, so as I let me take you outside. So front door, and then got here. This is where we've been sitting this morning. My girlfriend's coming from Jerusalem. She's also coming. That over there is Yossi and a few friends. Yossi is his birthday. So, just absolutely. See, this whole wall is just, it's all built by hand. Wonderful. So, this is what I'm up to.